There's Diablo 4 leaks going on this week. In fact, if you just type in Diablo 4 leaks, you're going to find all kinds of articles, pretty much as many as you care to read about leaks in Diablo 4. They're talking about new expansion, new classes, etc. We're going to talk about how these leaks came to be, what the leaks are full of, and my impression of them. But just a quick reminder at the beginning of this channel name will be changing. You probably already noticed we have a new icon. It'll be changing to Darth Microtransaction TV. That's what the DM stands for. Make it easier for people to find me on Twitch, as my Twitch name is Darth Microtransaction. Just a reminder of that going in the future. So let's go ahead and get into these leaks and talk about where they came from. Now, in this article from MSN, it says right here that a group of players managed to access certain files from SteamBD. If you look up SteamBD, you'll see SteamBD is a third-party website that provides insights into the Steam platform and its game databases. Because Diablo 4 recently launched on Steam, now this database is on SteamDB. And of course, because of that, it has been reverse engineered or data mined effectively to find out as much information as possible. So keep in mind, this is speculation because we've seen data mines before, World Tier 5, etc. was shown, other gems have been shown. We even had art associated with it, but that is not in the game yet. So even if this is actually factually in the code, this doesn't mean fundamentally it's right around the corner. Just a disclaimer from the beginning, it's speculation. Now, these data miners believe they've uncovered an expansion called the Lord of Hatred. All right, and if you scroll down and read further, this is one of the first annual expansions. And keep in mind, we do know expansions are real, confirmed. They said that you should expect yearly expansions to the game. Because of both how the story ended, as well as the title Lord of Hatred, Mephisto being the focus would actually make quite a bit of sense. If you remember at the end of the campaign, spoiler alert, if you haven't actually played D4 yet, at the end of the campaign, Mephisto ends up basically running off inside of the Soul Stone, which was put inside of one of our companions who ran out into the desert, and who knows exactly what she went and did. That's the TLDR. Sure, I'm explaining it terribly, but basically Mephisto isn't dead. He's just encapsulated once again. And if you ask me, he kind of seemed like he got what he wanted. He didn't really seem like he was that opposed to the idea of it. Now, the data miners say there's going to be a new region called Cursed, and this appeared in Diablo 2 as well as the capital city of Kazakhstan, which we've already got in the game as well. There's other interesting tidbits, though, an NPC hiring system. So I've been playing Diablo 2 for the first time somewhat recently, and being able to have a mercenary follows you around, hire them. You know, even D3 had this type of system, right? I could see this as well coming to the game. They also say a new class called Spiritborn, which may have a nature-based focus. A nature-based focus would be weird for me considering that we already have the Druid. But Spiritborn, the name makes a little bit of sense. I was thinking that there might be some room for some kind of like religious, holy, unholy type of class in the game, and maybe a spirit-based class instead. Now, we already know that expansions are coming. They have big Diablo 4 announcements they keep kind of hyping up on Twitter, or X, I suppose it's called now, over and over and over again. And by the way, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can. I'll have that in the link down below. But they do seem to be leading up to some sort of big announcement. And with the subliminal thing they keep talking about, well, yes, there will be annual expansions, etc. An expansion lining up for June would be that first year. Now, personally, while Season of the Blood, I'm just going to get into my opinion here. While Season of the Blood, in my opinion, is significantly better than Season 1, it's a massive upgrade for the game. I don't believe the game is ready to sell an expansion. I don't think at this time consumers would pay another, let's say, $40 for an expansion in the game. I still am of the belief that we need to round out the core of the game. This expansion, in my opinion, would need to be like a free addition to the game or a very cheap addition to the game. Let's say the same price as a battle pass, and then you get a battle pass for free or something with it, $15, $20 at the absolute most. But I wouldn't want to see a $40 or $60 expansion. Even though the game is getting better, I think the fundamentals that we need in the game, like an in-game, etc., should be added to the game before we build on top of it. In the article from MSN, there's also a Russian YouTuber here that, and I'll leave a link to this MSN article, which links back to his video, etc., in case you want to watch it yourself. But he talks about the upcoming Spiritborn class, talks about glaive is going to be their primary weapons and elements of nature, and then mentions the plains and the jungle locations. Now, a jungle location would make sense for nature. I guess the plains would as well. So maybe we are getting another nature type of person. The leak also goes into detail about Season 3, saying that's going to be called Dreamscape, that we're going to get 500 more storages, and that there's also going to be raids coming to the game as well. So we have a whole lot of leaked expectations here. We have raids, a new class, basically new story, storage space. We got a lot that's being predicted at the moment. I actually think raids could be a pretty cool addition. I think a reason to play together and to have in-game content. I did Uber Durio while sick at like level 92 with a bad druid build and was able to beat them on hardcore solo self-found. Was perfectly fine. So the in-game content in this game is still lacking in my personal opinion. However, it is getting better. Okay, just going to keep saying that because sometimes people think I'm just shitting on the game. I'm just being realistic. I think we need more in-game content, but I think that it is actually getting better. Raids, in my opinion, would be, I'm going to use the term, a step in the right direction and actually probably potentially solve the issue. I don't know how many of you guys played games like Lost Ark, but if they were able to implement Lost Ark style raids into the game or an MMORPG style raid where you got to group up with your friends, you all have to go in different parts of the boss, do different types of mechanics, and you have to work together as a team, as opposed to the world boss where you all just show up and it's a giant punching bag and none of what the other person on your left or right is doing matters for what you're doing. If fundamentally these raids are cooperative, it might actually have a reason to have a clan, might fix some of the social systems, etc. It might have a reason for players to interact and make the world feel more alive. So for me, out of all of this, even though we're seeing expansions, storage, new class, all that, raids are the one that potentially for me would be the most exciting because it solves, in my opinion, one of the biggest issues in the game. Now, I still think we need crafting. I think crafting would be a big one. We don't have set gear. There's a bunch of stuff we could still add into the game. I don't know if they're actually ever planning to do set gear, to be honest with you. I was kind of mixed on set gear in D3 anyway. I felt like set gear really pigeonholed me into this is the best set for this season. You just put on the set and then you're kind of bored, all right? And I know some seasons weren't always like that, but for me, that as a casual D3 Andy, that's what it felt like. So I'm not necessarily in the boat of like we have to have sets, but I do think crafting into the game more so than what we have with just the enchanting would be a big W. And if we have the raids, maybe get crafting materials out of it. Maybe we get, better Uber uniques. I don't know what they're going to add to this, but I think raids could be quite interesting. But no matter what, all of this is just data mines and a leak from a Russian YouTuber. That's all we're going off of, which is off of the Steam database. Again, I put out a video about a data miner who had World Tier 5 and new gem slots and all that very early. We're talking like first month of D4 launch, we were already getting data mines, and that stuff hasn't been added to the game yet either. So let's say even these are in the game files, this could be a year and a half or more down the road. This could be something they're just testing. We don't actually know. But with that being said, I'm going to go live today. Tomorrow I have to go to, my ear actually did confirm ruptured, so I have to go to a specialist tomorrow. So today is going to be the last live stream, maybe until BlizzCon. I got the new streaming backpack set up. We will be live from the BlizzCon floor as well. I'm flying my brother out to hold the camera for us. So we have a lot of exciting things on the live stream. You can find all that as well as the Twitter and the link to the article shown down below in the pinned comments description. With that being said, love you all. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video.